Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Gamers DMZ podcast. Today is September 21st. How's everybody doing? Starting off with Jazzy Moto. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. And we have Mega Elixir. How you doing?
Fine.
Well, that's solemn.
Yeah, he sounds so dry, right?
uh-huh.
Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
okay.
Did you didn't give hey OG? He ask you for some more money or something and you didn't give it to him? That's why he in that dry mood.
Hey.
He ain't had his steak for the day.
Yeah, he not
That
a
was
steak.
You ain't had your steak for the day.
what the heck?
We got Sir Rich.
Hey, you.
And last but not least, the one.
Good evening, everyone. It sounded like you said. Now listen to it carefully. It sounded like you said the last but not least. So I wanted to make
Right.
sure that you said the last but not least. But needless to say, good evening,
Oh, I thought
everyone.
you were
Thanks for
saying,
joining.
I sneeze green.
That's what you
Ugh.
were saying. That's what, you know what? That's exactly what I thought you meant. So this a lot of people ain't gonna pick that up. But that's cool.
Ugh.
Uh-huh.
And I ain't talking about something up your nose, Surge. But
Ugh, he
that's
said green.
yeah. You okay? You got additional jokes. So welcome everyone again. We have a couple of good topics tonight for those who are really interested in gaming. But before we start, let's discuss what we've been playing this week. And I think everyone's been playing Starfield, so that's a given. I think because I think I even saw Jazz playing it this week. And so let's start off with you, Jazz. What have you been playing?
um, where are our gameplay tags? I have been playing mostly Starfield. Well, no, that's a lie. Mostly Elden Ring, but I did put a good few hours into Starfield on stream. So,
Did you get past the lady?
who? Sarah?
Did you get
Lady
no?
that's on fire.
No. Did you get past the lady telling you to burn the bodies?
No.
Because that ain't in the.
Wait.
That's from
I'm
that
like,
was from
wait.
last week.
Oh
Remember last
yeah, he's like,
week?
oh yeah, yeah, I
So I
saw
forgot
that.
about that.
Wait. The
Oh.
bodies they were smoking. I didn't know what to do. I
There
didn't
you
know
go.
where to go.
You didn't know go. You didn't know where to go with the body.
Nope. They didn't give me no
She asked
hints.
you to. She asked you to bury him, and you said, "I ain't doing that." So, okay. All right. What else you been playing?
Yeah, Elden Ring, Vampire Survivors on my new laptop. I was playing it on the train.
There
What
was some update
else?
to that too. Go ahead.
Yep. I actually need to get to that. Speaking of, what else? Is that really all I've been playing? I don't believe that's all I've been playing. But yeah, that's about it. It'll come to me.
Okay. Uh, Mega, what have you been playing?
Surprisingly, I actually haven't played a game this week.
Hope you studying.
Oh yeah, I was looking through college stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
Yeah.
way of looking at things. Okay. Well, that's good. That's most important.
Yeah.
What about you, Serge?
I was dabbling in some Armored Core. I got my seafood because it went down on sale, and I had $10 on Xbox, so I used that and got it for $16. I got seafood now.
All
Uh,
right for you and Sifu.
hmm That's a fun little beat up game, and I like the mechanics of it, like how your life system works and stuff like that. It's an ingenious way of making the old beat 'em up new again. Basically, when you die, you age. You lose, you get damage, but you lose vitality. And
Oh
the more
wow.
and the more you die, the more you age until and when you become too feeble to fight, that's when the game is over. And you have to replay a level to bring down your age so you could continue on. but they
That
got
sucked.
permanent. Yeah, they got permanent unlocks though. So as you go on, you get permanent unlocks with new moves and stuff. So you do get a type of strength.
It was a 9.99 game.
It's like it was 30 and it was like 40% off. So it was like 26 and I had $10 off that, so I got it for 16.
Okay, that sounds palatable because I wouldn't pay. I saw how the game was, but I think that's a game you'd love. So that's
Hmm.
good.
That
Yeah,
sounds
What
like
else you
enough
it's
play?
fun.
challenging
So
with the combos and stuff like that. Plus, I
Yeah.
Yep.
played Starfield
Okay,
and Elden Ring.
that's nice.
Hmm.
Anything else?
I believe that is it. I was gonna try Liza P because OG said he was like, that ain't my type of game. Like I might have to stream that for him.
That's a old. Everyone's saying that's a Souls game. I'm gonna try it
It
again
is.
that
It
that's
is.
this
why I gotta
weekend.
play
I
it.
tried the
Ugh.
demo. And then I tried to play it one day this week, but I didn't want to invest that time. I didn't want to get swayed away from Starfield, so to speak,
Sway, same here.
Oh, I got 16 hours
because
and then I somebody made me look.
you got
When you
16
said
hours in
Star
Starfield.
Yeah, you said Starfield, that reminded me.
Oh, that's not bad. You did okay. Anything else?
No, you continue what you were saying. That was it.
No, I was just, seeing what you were playing. Okay, let me see.
I
OG,
think
what
it's
have you
like
been playing?
Let's see. Besides Starfield, right? Uh,
Exactly.
hmm
uh, I've been playing a little of my baseball. It's hard to get back into. I've been playing that freaking Starfield. Starfield on the brain. That I started playing Ray Thunder. That's a boxing game on the Switch. It's pretty
Like that.
good. It's like it plays like Punch Out.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
But it's a brother. He
Okay.
boxing and everything. It's pretty good. You fight space aliens in it.
Oh,
That's pretty good. Let's see, baseball. I said baseball, right?
How much it costs?
I think it was like $8.
That's what it sounded like type of game to me. Okay, I just wanted to make
hmm
sure. All
It's
right, go
good
ahead.
though.
Okay.
It's good.
Well, if you
It's really
like it,
good.
that's all it counts.
I recommend it.
Okay, well, that's
Um,
good. I don't have a Switch. You can recommend it all day.
to
I
the
ain't playing
audience,
it.
um,
he recommends
To be
it.
honest.
yeah. Um,
Okay, what else?
yeah. I booted up Liza P on the PC, but I didn't, like you said, I didn't play it that much. I didn't play it that much. Just just to check it out, get a little feel of it on the PC. Of course, when you boot up a game on PC, you automatically get 50 points. You know that, right? So that's
Yeah.
about it.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah,
Sign up
Yeah.
today.
yeah. Game Pass Ultimate.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. What have I been playing? I played Diablo. I was trying to log in every day to play Diablo to fight a boss fight just to get some points. I played Starfield as everyone else. I was playing Human Fall Flat. I played Sea of Stars and I got past the first level, but I decided I didn't want to play that on my computer. That's the type of game that would really be fun on my Asus ROG. So I put it on that, and I'm gonna play it on that. And
It's
what
That's
else?
turn based
40
still, right?
cents. You just spent 40 cents.
Is it turn based? Yeah, it is turn based, but it's free. And then you did hear me say, right? And I just want to make sure I'm right. I put that's a game that I would play on my Xbox. I mean my Asus ROG.
Yeah. And
Oh,
did
okay.
you hear me
Yeah,
say
that's
that'll
cool.
be 40 cents?
Yeah.
Downloads. 40 cents, please.
You 40.
Unity.
So let's see. And I played another game, but it was only to play it to get my achievements. Oh, I mean not my achievements, but to get my points from Microsoft. I had to play Disneyland Adventure, so I had to play that. And I'm still playing that because the long thing you got to do to collect 150,000 coins.
I
Is that
did
and
that
hear.
game that's kind of like a
150,000
oh
I
geez,
I did hear that's a fun game, so I'm not gonna
yeah.
knock it.
Well, I'm just playing it to get my. I think you played it before, Serge. I think you told me about it, and I was playing. Now you got to play it back, so I'm playing that just to
Yeah.
get the point. And that's all I was playing this week. And yeah, I did everything for. I did all of the quest in Game Pass to get my points, daily quest, whatever game I had to play, whatever I had to do. I got my points for that. Got my points for playing 3 games. I think that's 50 points. Hey, double. How much money you think I got in Game Pass?
Oh, you got to be over $200 again.
Yeah, I'm over 200. I think I'm at
Dang, let me
217.
Yeah,
clap.
So I spend it at Christmas
270.
again. 217.
Impressive.
Yes, impressive as Dark Vader would say. Impressive.
So
But
you could just wait for the winter sale.
exactly, and get some good games.
Yep.
Okay, so we got through that. Let's talk about our first topic, Starfield, reaching at 10 million. 10 million gamers playing the game.
Yep.
Do you think that's impressive for a game that hit Game Pass? And that being said, do you think Starfield one, since it hit 10 million, do you think that it will increase the Xbox sales and increase Game Pass memberships? Double, what do you think? Because we'll
No
know
doubt about it.
when is this
No
quarter.
doubt about it. It's moving.
Yeah,
It's moving Series X's in Europe, and Xbox doesn't sell well in Europe, and it's moving.
Xbox
It's moving from. Hmm?
and Game Pass.
Yeah, and Game Pass. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the numbers are going up, and not only the 10
What do you
million,
think? What do you
two
think? And I want
million
to.
people bought it early access.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a
What
lot.
do
At what,
What do you?
35 bucks a pop?
Right. What did you think
What's that, about
about
68 million? It's not bad.
somewhere? No. What about you, Serge? What do you think? You think it helped Game Pass and help sell Series X's or Series S and X's?
And that was just on. You said that was just on the Xbox. Is that's all?
I think combined for both, 10
Yeah.
million for Xbox and Windows.
Well, I think it's
I'm just talking about the ecosystem. When I say Xbox, I mean the ecosystem because
oh
the
yeah,
game's on.
definitely. Because
Microsoft Land.
I mean, if it definitely pushed Game Pass. So, because it's like even if you don't, I know people just got a free trial to try it out. I mean, what's a free trial to just
Well,
try something
they
out?
stopped that little dollar promotion to do Xbox Game Pass for a month. They stopped that with the quickness, which was rightfully so that they did it so people wouldn't try to, lack of a better term, gimp the system
Yeah, I was
and
talking about
cheat.
like that 15-day free pass or something trial for Game Pass. I think that's out there.
They stopped that.
They stopped all of that.
Yeah, that's what
Oh
I was
wow,
saying. They stopped that.
the dollar and everything. I thought just stopped the dollar one. I didn't know they stopped all
Mm-mm,
of
there
that.
are no more of that. There's no more of that.
Hmm.
Which I don't blame them for doing that. I wouldn't even do it. I would do that type of promotion from February to end to June or July when you down. But when your holidays are coming and Christmas, why would you give that out when you're trying to ship systems and have people play games?
Okay. Well, then that's just movement.
Yeah.
People went ahead and either bought the game or got onto Game Pass for a month. Just to try it out.
Okay, let's see. I'm I've only played Starfield for 2 days. I'm only a level 25. 2 days and a couple of hours. And I'm only a level 25 because the game, well, let me get everybody else, then I can play a couple of things. Um, Jazz, what about you?
I definitely think it's good for Game Pass. Cause putting myself in the place of an outsider looking in, that's a good ass deal. For this membership, you get to play not only a brand new game, but one of the most anticipated, and it's only
And
available on
hundreds
two
of
of these. Hmm?
say and hundreds of others.
Yes, and hundreds of others, yes.
Because you get to
But
try Liza P as
mm-hmm.
well. You get to try all these
All
other
brand new games. Like who else does that? I think that's awesome. And just the variety, and then the fact that it's a Bethesda game. You know how they do. So you're going to have a lot of crap to do. So
And you're inundated with things to do.
yes.
And remember, you can always buy these games. You
Mhm.
don't just have to rent them. You can buy them if you like them.
That's very true. I'll
Mhm.
buy it when it go down to $20, which would be probably 3 years from now. But
things.
I'll buy it then. But
Uh,
but I'll still be um, subscribed to Game Pass.
Yep.
So they're still gonna make the money off of it. It's not like I'm gonna buy it like right now. But no, because I did buy the early access.
Yeah.
Right. So you already own it.
Yeah, I bought the early access. It's not a problem.
so
You only
But
own that piece.
I think the early access. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But the early access, it did allow you to get the first update. Didn't they say something like that when they do the first
I
release
think
for
that's what
the
I read.
DLC?
Yeah. I think it comes with something else. I think they have
Yeah, I
another
thought it came.
version.
Yeah, I thought a DLC, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
because when you
But
get the $30 one, it's like the season pass. So it's like I don't
right,
know. Because nowadays it's like when you get a season pass, it's only like one or two DLC packs instead of all of them.
hey,
So
I don't care. Hey, if it's just one, I'd be okay. I'm like, I only paid X dollars for it. It's not hurting me. What about you, Meg? I know you didn't play it last week. I mean, this week because you were doing college stuff.
Well, I can still talk about its
No, I'm
success
talking.
though.
No, I'm talking about your thoughts on it. I know you didn't play it, but what are your thoughts? You think that it would be a system seller, being at 10 million units or so? Do you think it helped sell systems and boost Game Pass subscribers?
Yeah, I could see it doing that in the near future because because it, it
Isn't
because
isn't
like
that
what Jazz said, that is like it's its most anticipated and popular game, and this is
isn't
like
it?
the earliest. There may be some like other
Okay, let me
games
ask
on
you
this,
another
but
way. Let
yeah,
me ask you another way. Isn't it similar to people who have Disney Plus who subscribe because you can see all the episodes of Star Wars or something like that? Or people who would subscribe to HBO Max for Game of Thrones because you're doing it and it had a big impact because a certain movie is on a subscription service and a certain game like Starfield
yeah,
is
it's similar
on.
to that.
Okay. So do you
Yeah,
think it will help membership
yeah, I
subscribers?
do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have a way of looking at it, and then I have a question for you guys who've actually played the game. And I'm not saying you didn't play it, Mega, but I don't think you had enough opportunity to actually pay attention to what I'm, I'm, I'm not paying attention, but be observant. The word I want to say is observant. I wonder if you guys have been observant. As far as the Game Pass, it hitting 10 million, I think it will increase console sales and it will um, up the membership to subscribers. And be it that a lot of people say, I'll play that game for 1 month and then quit. I don't think a lot of people who have things to do can beat that game in 1 month.
Eh, that's
If you have a
impossible.
career and you got things to do, you got this amount, there's no way you can beat that game. And if you call yourself a
You gotta
completionist,
have some real dedication because I was like, I'm gonna follow the main story. I'm following the
no,
main story, but it's like
it,
I'm like only because
it,
I got
but
discipline.
okay, you
I
following,
could.
Like,
I mean, I
you
could
following,
technically
you
do it,
following.
but there's other games
No, but
that
it
are
no, you could,
encouraging. Yeah.
you could. you're sitting at home, so maybe there's a possibility that you may. But what I'm saying is, even if like Serge said, "Hey, I could just I want to follow the story," but then you have somebody randomly walk by you, tell you something, "I need
Mm-hmm.
help," and then that just
Mm-hmm.
pops in your activities, and you're like,
I've
"Okay,
done that a
yeah,
couple times. I
yeah."
ain't stayed like dead on the main story, but I still got mad side quests on that I haven't even touched. I'm like, when I
For
go over
instance,
there,
I
mm,
went to I was doing a side quest today on a certain mission. I'm like, okay, let me just start wandering on this planet. And I did a scanner, saw a building probably 400 meters away. Went over there, it was some pirates, and I said maybe they'll have some good stuff. Took them out, took them out, and I had fun with that. Stole some ships last week. But the point I wanted to get to is I think it will we'll see because it's the end of the quarter. September is the end of the what third quarter. So
mm,
in the middle of November, we should hear Microsoft give their numbers, and I think they will say they had jump in Game Pass subscribers at least 10%. And we already know by looking at some of the charts that the Xboxes are selling in Europe. So I'm assuming that that same had the same impact in the US.
yeah, because
But
Europe loves space. They love
yeah,
space over there.
but the question I was really wanting to ask you guys based off of this, people who've played the game, who played the game and were very observant, did you notice, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but I want to make sure, did you notice that more of the people in the game, the random, uh, what do you call them? What's the
N-
technical
The
term?
NPCs.
Not
NPC.
NPCs. Yeah, the NPCs. Based off your character look, they look to your same complexion. Did any of you guys notice that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't notice.
Did you notice that?
I'm gonna only say I didn't notice because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look at anyone else's gameplay to see if there was a difference.
But
But
I'm
that's pretty
talking about
cool.
you. Yeah, that's why I'm asking you guys because I'm playing the game, and a
Yeah.
lot of the people look like me. Meaning,
Mhm.
and I'm like that they do. They had to do that on purpose because one thing I was running a mission, and I ran into this guy who was Russian, had a Russian name, but he
Mhm.
looked like me.
Yep. Yep. I know exactly what you're
So,
talking about. I was like, oh, what's up, brother?
so my point I'm making is, did they, with this, the randomization and with the game, did they have that in there to say whatever the person is who designs their character, the shading of that of the good percentage of the NPCs will match them?
I wonder if they did that.
That would be so cool if they
it
programmed it
I'm
to do that.
curious.
it
No,
really
I'm
would
I'm
be.
telling you because I know outside of
And
your
it's easy to
companions
find out.
that you
All you
right
gotta do is look at someone else's gameplay.
Yeah.
there you go. But I want to see on that. You know what? Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look up that mission that I'm on right now because I didn't finish it. So I'm gonna look up that mission and see if anyone else is. That specific character, I think, Jasmine, you know who I'm talking about. I
Mhm.
think that
Well,
specific
I know
character.
this. I know the specific character that I have seen. Everybody been playing with. He looked like me.
No, I'm not talking about the characters that look like. I'm talking about the NPCs because I'm walking around. All the NPCs are of my complexion.
Mine are mixed though.
Yeah, it is, but more of them and
Yes.
are of that complexion. I'm like, wow.
I had this little
And
girl randomly talk to me like, I was like, oh, hi, hey.
yeah, you had her too, right?
Yep.
Were you on a certain water planet?
Yes.
Okay,
I ain't explore that much. I
right.
stayed
But
on
I
that's
know.
why I
I
the
went
said
main
back to the
planet for
story.
way too long. I was on that main planet for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I said I'm getting too
Three
far.
hours.
I'm
I
going
got
back.
stuck over there, just walking around. 3 hours, and I wasn't bored. I just had to go to bed because it was bedtime.
some of us, hey, we got careers, we got to do things. So
Hmm.
we not afford that luxury to just sit up. I don't know how these people can play games for 24 hours and finish them. I just don't know how they do it.
Well, some of them get paid to do it, so
That's different.
Yeah, that's different. I'm talking about yeah.
and some of them they might have got lucky and had something happen to where they get money like that. Some people just got money like that.
I
True,
mean,
true, true.
I played Oblivion It had to be 6 to 6, 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning.
on a Saturday?
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
was right before little fella came along.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, you had a little more expendable
Wait,
time.
what?
You had time. Now he freaked up.
Oh.
Now he
Little
freaked up. Now
Megan.
he's interested, right?
Actually, I do
Yeah.
remember Double M telling me.
Oh.
I remember Double M telling me this story though, a long time
Okay.
ago. But yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think about? Okay, that's enough of that. So when you guys get along into the story, I want you guys to pay more attention to that. I
Yeah,
am.
I'm gonna look. You got me wanting to look. But I haven't only been to one major city. Everywhere else I've been has been kind of desolate. So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna see.
it's a varied group of people, but I'm just noticing when I'm walking around, I'm like, wow, it was interesting if they tried to gear a good 20 to 30% of the population to look like you.
It's
Based,
Mhm.
definitely a nice variety.
yeah,
Definitely,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
I like it. I like
yeah.
it.
I think they did a good job with, and I hate people to think, well, including people from all over because you don't want space to just look like space,
One group of
one
people,
one group. So I think they did a good job with that. What do you
especially
guys
with the
think?
story that follows with this game
Yeah.
It makes
of
sense.
like how. Because if you go to the VC, you get a very good lore. That's why I wasn't bored because the lore you get in the VC is very top
Hmm.
notch.
Okay, so we have a company, Square Enix, wants to upgrade existing games. What did y'all think about that? Square Enix wanting to upgrade. Is it a money grab?
It sounds like something
Like
Nintendo
making
would
Uh,
their
do.
older
Not.
like what, making their
Older,
new games like older
oh,
IPs.
yeah. Is that a money grab?
I was gonna say it sounds like something Nintendo would do. Not to be a dig at Nintendo, but that's basically what's been going on. Like what was that one game we saw? The F-Zero something. But that's something I can definitely.
99.
Yeah, thank you. It seems like something. Oh, like this is what people like. Let's put it out again, again.
I think that's what a lot of
So
companies are
what
doing.
they
It's a
gotta
money
they gonna
grab.
take
But
some
Yep.
they're saying
games
like
that
AAA
were
as in
lesser
like a
known.
new entry.
Hmm.
but they're
Interesting.
saying they want to upgrade AAA games.
Yeah,
No, they
Make
say
said
make a smaller
existing.
game into a AAA game.
existing IP, so it's like games that in my mind when I see there's games that weren't too successful and putting more work into them, making them better,
Yeah, that's
I
or
mean,
well, I thought they
remaking.
mean
Yeah,
like they
that's
want
what
to
this is
revisit
saying.
like older like obscure IPs than like
Yeah,
Let me
making a
ask you
new
a question.
entry.
Hold on.
let's
Okay,
let's think
so
about let's
they
think
need to
about
make Dino Crisis. How about you just make Dino
the
Crisis?
IPs they lost. Let's think about the IPs they lost. Tomb Raider, right?
yeah, because that American division wasn't making them enough money. Lo and behold, the
Turn that
Japanese
mug around
division didn't
quick.
make them any money either.
It didn't. I
What else
thought
did
Tomb
they
Raider was
lose?
successful.
No, they're
Okay,
saying that
guess what all
Tomb
they
Raider
lost.
wasn't successful enough to them. It was
Hmm.
successful.
Listen, they
Interesting.
lost Deus Ex, Hitman, Legacy of Kain, and Thief, along with Tomb Raider.
Mm.
I didn't
So
like
they
Thief,
lost
so
the game.
I thought Thief was too boring, but that's just me.
A lot of
But
fans of Thief didn't like it either. They said they changed it too much when they brought it to the console
It
and they
felt like
made
a
it.
B-rated movie.
Now, if you want to bring back a game, you can bring back Parasite Eve.
Yes.
Or Dino Crisis.
Dino
okay, let me
Crisis
ask
is
you. Okay, hold on.
Capcom.
Let's
I
let's
Yeah,
know,
that's a
but
Capcom.
still,
can I ask this
I'm just
question?
saying nostalgia. But anyway, let's continue.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this question. So, if you had a B-rated movie, making it a AAA movie, is that going to make it sell?
Highly
It
unlikely,
I
depends
asked.
on who made
but
it
Depends on the
and it's a
execution,
shot in the
really.
dark. If
Okay,
it
so
it's
okay,
more than
so
likely gonna fail. If that's
so
it's more than likely gonna fail.
why is this any different?
It's not.
Exactly. In my opinion, I don't see how bringing AAA, I mean, existing IPs to AAA, because I don't, to me, I don't really see the difference. If it's your If you're a AAA studio, shouldn't you be making AAA games? Are you saying we're going to call previous work that was, say, for instance, for lack of a way of looking at it, a game that was on the PS1, we're going to remake that and call that a AAA game
Y'all cutting corners.
outside of the Final Fantasy games for Square Enix,
Okay.
or
Okay.
as because then again you have to look at Square Enix making a lot of games that didn't hit the US. So they're probably saying, "Are we going to go put those IPs and make
That
them
as well.
worldwide?"
Okay. How about bringing back Bushido Blade?
Was it a great seller then?
Yeah, that was. I think so.
Yeah.
That was a great
I think it
game.
was a cult classic. I think it was a
Exactly.
cult classic.
I'll have to
It
I
check
was
don't
a
know.
it
I
out.
game
just
that we liked, but I don't know if it sold out of.
If the cool kids liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Bushido Blade was dope.
hmm
That's why I like For Honor. It reminded me of that. It was just not that at the same time.
I thought that I think Tobo.
Oh, Tobal #1. Yeah.
Yeah.
hold on. Let
I
me
think
let me
Tobo
just
was one of it, it
OG
had potential.
OG OG
Yeah.
OG finish eating.
That one, that too.
Oh
That
yeah,
too.
true. We can hear you chomping.
Y'all go on here. Y'all go on here.
Because he is
He's like,
he,
football,
That
number
one.
one, yup.
Y'all go on here.
Yeah,
he,
that right there is good.
But you know what? He did bring up a good game. I really think Tobal might have the chance. That was a great game.
okay.
And that unique
But what I'm
concept.
saying is, but here's the point. It's a gamble, and it's playing
Yeah.
too safe to me. You're playing safe
Cutting corners.
to make a dollar, but hopefully it's successful. I don't know. I'm not really into a lot of those type of games, and if any of them are turn based, I'm really not into those. I play it for a hot second, but
I'll
that's
tell
just
you
me.
another thing they could do. I can tell you another thing they can do. They can put out a survey and ask the fans what they want.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I remember Atlas did that like a few years ago.
Shoot,
And
Capcom did
what did
that with
Atlas do?
Resident Evil.
Since you going, hold on, no, I need to ask that question. What did Atlas do?
Hmm.
No, let me rephrase the question.
Just
As a result of the survey, what did they do?
it's hard to tell. They never say any like official like
Exactly.
statements.
Okay, so what became of it? That's all I'm
Apple's
asking.
been putting out some good games lately, though,
That's
too.
that wasn't the question though. Mega said they put out a survey. Did the survey do any justice by saying, okay, we wanted X game? As a result of the survey, they put out X game. That's the question.
Yeah.
So I'm asking any of you guys, have you ever seen that? Since you said that's a good idea.
No, but I believe Square Enix should do
They
that.
usually don't. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to
He's
say that's the
saying
thing
if he
about like
hasn't heard
these
it,
like
how you saying
companies.
it?
They don't put out like official like results with
I
those types of
understand that, but
surveys. Yeah.
I understand, yeah. But you can see the reason why I asked. You would be able to gauge because that now everybody tells you what games they want, what they think is popular. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but it lets you know that what games they think is popular, or the games they think are popular.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I wouldn't, because I can care less. But we'll see how that turns out. I don't think it's going to be profitable. I think it's a
The,
money
sa-
grab.
the same thing with Sega. Sega needs to do that too.
Sega.
What would you like to see come back?
Who, me?
Shinobi.
Just look at their Dreamcast library.
Shinobi.
I don't know. I just like. I'm not saying I like
Michael
always
Jackson.
want new IPs, but how's that any different than movie studios just recreating the same crap?
Yep, that's what I said last week.
I mean, example. I
It's
could give out
okay
like this.
once in a
I
while.
could give out example of a company
Yeah.
that like overdoes like the remakes. Disney.
Well, it's a lot of companies that do it, especially Disney. But the point of the matter is, it's like, where is all the imaginative games of the past, basically, or the new or the future, I should say, not the past, but the future. Like you can take like most of the new games we
And
get is like from a movie. or something that
Okay,
exists
and,
already.
and this makes a good topic to segue into something that I didn't send out, but I think it's segue because we talked about it earlier. Uh, Taking chances. OG, you were talking about Callisto Protocol earlier. That was a chance that they took. That was a chance
Yeah.
where they screwed up on their own. So Callisto Protocol, new IP, and it was a complete failure because it to me it was only marketed to one fan base. It was
Because
on other
Dead
Dead
consoles.
Space.
Space.
That was the problem.
It was only, and I said marketed to only one. It was for everyone, but to me, the way they marketed it was wrong. And one console group, and even the PC players didn't jump on that game like crazy because one, it wasn't optimized, and a game that cost roughly 100 and something million to make was a gamble.
Hmm.
And as a result, the CEO and all of them, what they resigned today. What was the other game that didn't do well that they said last week that didn't do well? Well, Final Fantasy 16 didn't do well. Now they came and said, oh, it did okay. What other game didn't do well? New IP. A lot of games are at risk. So that's why you see these companies going back and say,
Right.
oh, I'd
They
rather
they
spend
skittish.
skittish.
Yeah, they skittish.
They
Invest in
need
the new
some
IP.
money.
Fresh new
I
IP.
mean, it's like if you make too many like three bad games, your company tanking. Like some companies is like one bad game, your company is gone. So it's like, is it like really being skittish, or is
Well,
you know?
They
let's
trying
look at a
to
bad
give
game.
people what
Let's
they
look at
know
a
they
bad
like.
game. Let's say this, and this is why a lot of people don't like consolidation. But this is why sometimes when you consolidate, it's not as bad as people may think. And look at Callisto Protocol. They went under. They didn't go under. Look at I forget the other name of the game that didn't do well. That studio had issues. Um, and we said this many moons ago, but everybody was saying this is going to be a big studio for. And I'm the only one who said that. What's that European company that was making all those acquisitions? And I'm like, they're borrowing money. They don't have the wherewithal. What was that?
Embracer.
Begins with Embracer Group. They bought all those companies and like they're borrowing money. You spending other people's money, so you're going to have results. Now, if let me give you, I want you guys to think about this and give me your point. Do you think Bethesda would have been in the shape they were in if they would have released Redfall and they weren't under the umbrella of Microsoft right now?
Mm.
Because
They would have
technically
been.
Redfall was a flop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically it was a flop, right? Even if it would have been on all three consoles, they would have came out sooner and it would still been a flop. Because you remember, Fallout 76 was released by Bethesda and it was buggy as crap, right?
Yep.
And they got it together, but Bethesda, I think they had some money in the bank, but they didn't have a lot of money in the bank because I think they originally were going to sell
Hmm.
through some documents for 10 billion. Microsoft got them for 7.5 billion. But with a behemoth like Microsoft, they can take the hits that these smaller developers can't. So a lot of people are saying they don't like consolidation, but sometimes consolidation is okay when you have a company that can take a hit.
Yep.
There was an article in the New York Times, was it New York Times? Bloomberg, one of these, about Apple investing in they want, Apple wants to copy what everybody's doing for a minute, and then they'll make their own. Like remember they were using PowerPC processors, then they went to Intel, then they went to ARM, and now they're designing their own ARM chips off the ARM. I don't want people to think that Apple actually designs from scratch. They are licensees licensing ARM technology. So they were also using Qualcomm radios, signals, the wireless in the phones. They went off and tried to develop their own. But according to Bloomberg or one of the other financial, they said Apple lost one point something billion dollars in trying to do it. but they weren't
Mm.
successful. Now, if a smaller company could would do that, they would be dead because being a larger company sometimes allows you the opportunity to take risk in the billions of dollars. Even Facebook failed at Meta, which was a stupid investment anyway. But the metaverse, I don't want to call it Meta, but the metaverse pushed billions of dollars. They laid thousands of people off, but they were able to handle it because they were so big. You get my point? So relate that to game, and then sometimes people will say, well, we don't want consolidation. Well, when you think about the grand scheme of things, games are becoming so expensive to make. When you even $50 million for a game is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But when a game costs 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, you need to recoup that investment. You can't afford to lose that much
It's
money.
like a hit.
So that's why going back to Square Enix and all of them, I think the writing's on the wall. You're going to see more and more developers make games over and over again. Safe bets. That's why Call of Duty is successful. Yeah, it's the same formula every year, but Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty, same formula every
2K.
year. 2K, definitely
The
NBA
other
same,
one.
2K.
yeah, same formula. So
Yeah, it definitely does well with 2K. I remember in high school, like almost everybody played 2K.
Madden, the top
Mm-hmm.
three games, one of the top five games every year is going to be. I didn't know uh, 2K was as popular as it was because
Oh
I don't play it.
yeah.
It's popular, very
People
popular.
who don't play games play
Yeah, that's
2K.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
Most of the
casual.
PlayStation devotees that I know only play 2K. And I'm like, that's such a waste of a console. But that's just a
It
pattern I
is.
noticed.
He said he is.
Madden, FIFA, 2K, Call of Duty, and maybe another one, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, and here goes one I want. I want to.
You just described my high school.
Let's talk
Oh,
about
and
what do
they
you
oh,
guys.
and they play Mortal Kombat.
But but no, I'm not going to count that OG because that doesn't release. That doesn't release every year, OG.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
rare.
it's not yearly.
You know, it's not yearly
MK2K.
anyhow.
Not like Madden,
Let's talk
2K
about
every year.
let's talk about these two topics real quick. What do you guys think about Gotham Knights coming to Game Pass and all the games coming to Game Pass this month for your uh, low subscription price of what 16.99 a month?
What is it? Gauntlet Knights,
Party
uh,
Animals,
What?
Lamplighters
Pay game.
League, Payday 3, and
Payday 3.
Cocoon.
Well, I think you could play Party Animals today.
Yeah, you can play Party Animals today. And I think you can play
Payday 3
Payday.
was that was in there. Yeah, and Payday 3, I think that's today.
And I think Cocoon is made by the guy who made what's that game? Uh, what's that game? I forgot. Limbo. That's it. Limbo.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
And it's
I want to check it out
so
now.
yeah, because his games are fun. I really like Limbo.
Mm-hmm.
Inside was good too. But yeah, any of those games y'all interested in? Gotham. I think I
Uh,
played Gotham Knights on the PS5.
I
But
Cocoon
was gonna
and
try.
Party
I
Animal.
wasn't gonna try Gotham Knights unless I got to try it in Game Pass. And I told
well,
OG, I was like, I'm not gonna play it unless I can play it for free. So,
OG
uh,
bought the game, didn't he?
yup,
Yep.
he gonna be trying to get me to play. Come on, man, let's play.
OG don't get you to play because he gonna be playing Starfield.
He he said he torn. He was trying not to play something else. What was the other game he was trying not to play that's coming out?
Eliza
Cyber,
V.
Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Cyberpunk. That's what it
I
was.
just updated Cyberpunk, but you beat Cyberpunk, right?
I beat it, but shoot, the developer said you might as well go ahead and make another character because they said
No,
the
the
game was.
developer said I don't like how they did that either because that makes no sense. because they're saying you can play with your old character, but if you don't play with a new character, what are you not going to get? The visualization's not going to be there. What's not going to be there? Because if you're telling me the visuals are not going to be there, I'll be peeved. So what am I going to miss? Because I don't like starting that whole story over.
Sounds like to me that they had some like what stuff in like the early story missions. That's what sounds like to
we had
me.
we had to bring up the developers' notes, but I told you they fixed the car physics and stuff like that.
But again, if you updated the engine and you updated everything in the game, why do you need to start over?
I mean, I'm hearing just that
I guess so.
Well, if it's
say.
like in the case of Shadow of War, the way the items drop, the way you have different abilities on items and stuff, it's probably like a different experience. But that would be the only reason. Like if it was so drastic, like it's a whole nother experience. But it's, mm.
Right,
We had to
but
go
But
why?
back
that's
and
the game. Why does that? What does that? How does that tie into the character though? I'm.
That's my point. Only Jazz understand. I don't see how. Why does that change though?
or they just saying it's a new experience.
Well, the story will be the same, but the action will be different,
Hmm.
and you'll make different choices.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. I
I mean,
got all the answers.
I had already built a new character playing as a teenager. So, mm
This is what they say. It says, due to the number of changes, starting fresh will enhance your overall gameplay experience, but they can't go any deeper. There's a number of
that's
major reasons for
that's
this.
it.
Hold on. As developers mentioned above, the update is set to bring some major changes that's being repetitive to how the game works, including completely redesigning the perks and skill trees. Okay, so why can't that be updated with my character? That's
All you gotta do is hit respect, or you get a free respect too,
That's just
since
the
they
user
changed it.
interface. Like,
then it says while you exactly while you won't have to create a new character, players will have to completely redistribute their attribute points once they've installed the update. So it may be easier to start a new character the off from the off. Oh, that's a bad sentence he wrote. If you've played a character in a specific way and you're unable to recreate that in the new system.
Hmm.
Because it's so daunting. I guess just sitting there going through your skill points.
but shoot, if you play
Oh
Elder
no, this
Scrolls,
is
you're
what they're
used to
saying. Here,
that.
this is what they're saying. Hold up. I read the rest of it. It
Just an
says, however,
example.
it is important to note that it is not mandatory to create a new character for Update 2.0. You're free to carry on using your existing characters. But as mentioned, be prepared to rebuild their attributes from the ground up, and some specific builds may no longer be possible. If it's
Ah,
also been a while
So if
since
you
you
got
play,
like
it may be
gear and
easier.
stuff,
That's right. So you got to start all that. I don't care about that. I just don't want to start the game over.
nah. But that's
I don't
what
want
it.
to. I don't, that's I'm too far along to start it over. At least in my opinion, I'm too far along. But we'll see how that turns out. Double, let me know when you do it, because I still haven't gotten to that again another game. So
I'm trying to
and
think. I don't know if Darius beat it. Yeah, he did. He beat it. He beat it too. Yeah.
oh, he beat it too. Yeah, I usually follow one another.
Hmm.
Okay, what do y'all think about? And I want y'all to give me some predictions. And I'm saying the same thing. Spider-Man 2 went gold. What are your thoughts?
It's gonna do great.
I mean, it was
You,
popular, so I'm not surprised.
a lot of people are saying that it's the same old, same mechanics, same, and it's not much of an enhancement. I didn't buy the first one when it came out. I didn't buy Miles Morales when it came out fresh. I waited. and I got them
Yeah,
as
yeah.
later. And
Miles is better.
did you beat Miles?
I didn't beat it. I'm like
Oh,
at the end, but it's
well,
good
go
He
though.
ahead,
said, "Ow."
go ahead
He
and
said,
beat it.
"Ow." He's like, "Ow."
I
Like I
mean, I
ain't
like
playing that shit.
Spider Man, but I don't know. I didn't like all that web slinging. I like the fighting, but I didn't. I got tired of the web slinging. But
It,
I
I
did
mean, it is some repetitive missions that you have to constantly.
exactly right, and
That's
that
what happened
didn't.
with me on the first one too. I got tired of repeating the
Yeah,
same
Yeah,
stuff.
and I can't call that a great game if it's repetitive. Now, a lot of games are repetitive to say the least. I mean, every game is repetitive, but the web slinging is just not something I was into. So, who will let me know? Do you think? I know it's going to sell systems, but here's a good one because we're never going to hear the end of it. Do you think it'll sell more than Starfield or have 10 million players in 2 weeks?
Oof, oof. I don't
mm,
know
Interesting
about
yeah,
that
question
one.
you have
I
there.
think it will.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let
For
me see.
Spider-Man 2, here's the thing. For Spider-Man 2, we're talking about like, sales, like physical sales and digital sales
Okay,
on,
stop, stop, stop,
Let me
stop,
one
pull
stop,
up
stop.
console.
trends.
Hold
Let
on,
me
hold
pull
on,
up
hold
Google
on.
Trends.
Let me ask it another way. I think in the first week, this is what OG said. I think they said God of War did 5 million in the first week. So do you
Hmm.
think as a PlayStation 5 exclusive, Spider-Man 2 is going to do 5 million or better? Now, personally, I like God of War better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Hmm.
So,
So
OG,
it's in its first week,
oh, hold
like
on, hold on,
5 million or
hold
more.
on, hold on. I'm going
Oh,
to get OG first. So,
okay.
OG, do you think it hit 5 million first? This in the first week?
Yeah, it will, and I'm gonna tell you why. They're hungry over there,
I was
man.
about to say thirsty. I was going to say thirsty. I knew you was going there.
They
Hey,
hungry,
sir,
man.
can I have
They
some
hungry.
more?
But then let me ask you a question then. Why didn't they buy Final Fantasy then?
I actually think the younger generation doesn't play Final
Exactly.
Fantasy the
Okay.
way we would or the millennials did.
Yeah, I said this in the previous podcast. I could confirm they're in terms of RPGs, they're more into like Persona.
Yeah, that's their thing.
And I just don't think these. Go ahead, OG. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, just I just think
Also,
they hungry.
I will argue that
Okay, Mega,
Kingdom
Mega.
Hearts
Go
is
ahead.
more like I was also about to add, I could argue that like the Kingdom Hearts series is more like well known towards younger people than Final Fantasy.
Okay, but
And
as
without
Spider-Man goes, Spider-Man, we keep want to keep it with Spider-Man though. I know we uh transitioned a little bit over to Final Fantasy, but I'm talking
We
about.
did, but yeah,
But yeah,
yes.
I could see Spider-Man 2 doing like 5 million or maybe even more because like it's Spider-Man, you know? Like everybody knows Spider-Man.
Okay, did you beat it?
Oh, I haven't played a single
Okay,
PlayStation Spider-Man game.
okay. So there are a lot of people like you that haven't played it. Okay, so you're gonna stick with OG and say 5 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Serge, what about you?
What for? How much Spider-Man gonna sell?
Yeah. How you think it hit 5 million the first week?
Not the first week. 2.5, maybe 2.5. Because you said the first week.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5. That's my guess.
Jazz, what do you think?
gonna say either 2 or 3. Let me stick with 3. I'll go with 3 million. Cause I
That
mean it's
sounds good.
popular, but I haven't.
My brain kind of struck me. Are you guys kind of saying it because it's only on PS5 and not on PS4, just like how God of War
No,
Ragnarok
I
is?
was gonna
Hmm.
say I felt that way because it's a popular game, but I haven't heard a lot of hoopla about it. So
That's
that's
what
why.
nobody's talking about. Everyone's
Yeah.
speculating and saying it's a popular game.
Yep.
It was popular, but what no one is mentioning is that they sold that PS5 with the PS4 as a bundle, as Sony always does. And they
Yep.
count
That's how
those
I got
units
it.
with the PS4 sales. But the attach rate with that is going to be good because they're attaching it to new console sales. But the people sitting at home that already have a PS5, US people love PlayStation. I mean, US people love Spider-Man. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure that's going to resonate in Europe where they love soccer or in Asia.
Mhm.
It's gonna sell,
It's
but
gonna say it's a good question though. I
I can
mean,
still see him doing it
Let's
well. I
see.
don't know. Spider-Man always is like the internationally known out of like of the Marvel superheroes. I think so.
do
I
they
think
really like
Batman,
Miles
right?
like
That, but I think but they didn't like Miles. I only
that?
want to get into it. We
No,
don't even go there. We're gonna leave that on Miles alone
Oof.
because we know.
That's an oof. That's an oof. Let's just leave it there.
Mhm.
Well, as far as my thoughts on it, I'm in between 3 and 5. I don't know because if Final Fantasy didn't sell, unless Sony does, we'll see how, like you said, you guys were looking it up on trends and seeing how well it does on trends and what are people thinking about it.
Yeah, because we could do a straight comparison on Trans
you
Spider-Man 2
know,
versus
I,
Starfield and
I
just
believe
see a comparison.
I believe casuals will buy Spider Man, but they're not gonna. Casuals ain't gonna buy Final Fantasy.
Well, I know that,
Mm,
but I'm just saying that I don't think, well, case in point, Final Fantasy is not a Western game, and Spider-Man is a Western game,
Yeah, Western
and
is
thus,
total Western
right,
IP.
right, total Western IPN. It
America.
it will sell in USA and Canada, of course, but you got, I don't know, I just it should sell. Out my expectation, if PlayStation has 50 million consoles, the first week they should have a at least a 20% attach rate.
Hey, did God of
And
War
that's
not
only
have
10 million.
it?
That's only 10 million. So they should have at least 20% attach rate.
In the first week, how many did the God of War sell in the first week? That's a good question.
I think it sold 5 million.
5 million. Okay. But
Okay.
this is the one that's only on 5 though, because God, like Mega said, God of War was on 4 and 5.
Was it?
So this is the first game. Yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
was a PS4 version.
That's the point he was making.
Ah,
Because
Yeah,
it's only on 5 rather than being on 4 and 5. He was like, that's why
yeah.
well,
you don't
that's
know.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be real interesting. That game should have been released on four too.
So that's why they wanted to make the city as big as they could, because they're releasing it on 5 with the more robust system. So they
Yeah,
could
I'm
really
assuming
play
I'm
around with
assuming
it.
2 was developed with like PS5 in mind because I think Ragnarok was developed for the PS4 in mind when it first started
Mostly.
development.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read a blurb to you guys real quick. And this is about what I was telling you, the top games. Uh, I'm just starting from somewhere. So there were two new releases in the top 20 best-selling games. Madden 24 debuted in first place and is already the sixth best-selling game of 2023. This is the 24th consecutive year Madden debuted in first place. You can
Jeez.
say what you
Jeez. 24
say,
years. Two and a
24th
half
year.
decades almost.
I don't know what it is about a game like that that keeps it rolling.
Nor
Like the
do
Simulation.
I.
It's
popularity,
strictly
the
simulation.
popularity of football.
Yeah. The fact
Yeah.
that you can go in there with your favorite NFL characters and make yourself a franchise, be a coach or be a player, play with your friends, and have a
Okay.
good old time.
Well,
Sports.
we're going to see how that ends up. Okay, let's get this one real quick. What did you guys think of Tokyo Game Show? What were some of the things that stood out to you? Megan.
Um, I saw s- I saw some stuff at the Tokyo Game Show, the Xbox Tokyo Game Show. Like, are we talking about like Xbox Tokyo Game Show or
No,
like?
No,
just
just
overall.
overall. Just yeah.
Overall.
Oh, overall.
What stood
Oh,
out to you overall?
only got to see Xbox.
Well, what you well, that'll work too.
But really, it was just Persona, and that's pretty much it.
What
Um,
about what about what do they call it? Eiyuden Chronicle?
Dividing Chronicles. Um, I heard of that series before, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't
Okay.
really capture me.
So let's go about it this way. I heard a lot of people, let's say from the Xbox perspective, they were like thinking, "Oh, we're going to get a Final Fantasy 7." I'm like, why do people think that? Because I didn't think. I'm like, nothing's changed. I just thought it was muh, meaning I didn't expect
Hmm.
much, and it was exactly
Feel
what
like
I
it's a bit
expected.
too early to be
Not
thinking about that.
right, but I'm just saying I didn't expect much, so I wasn't surprised and let
Hmm.
down. What about you, Megan?
But for like the Xbox Tokyo Game Show overall,
Oh, no,
how
overall, yeah, yeah. No, did it meet your expectations? Let's go that route.
um I felt like it was just there, like I felt like most of the games they show were games that were, already like shown before.
Yeah, okay, so you're saying no surprises.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Were there any games that I would like? Since I ain't seen it, Mega.
Um see it for yourself. I
Uh, that's
I
not
think
thought
fair.
they
what you
show
call it,
I thought they show I might be
Yakuza,
thinking of
I
not
was gonna
Capcom,
pick
but
that
Yakuza.
didn't
one
they
out.
show Dragon's
Yes.
Dogma 2?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Dragon's
I mean, that's
Dogma
the only
Yeah.
one
2
I've seen.
and Yakuza, which is a big deal because they're going to
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
what I
main
said. Yakuza.
characters, Kiryu. So I can't wait to play as him because this time he's going to be in the future where modern times as a secret agent and have gadgets and stuff as compared to being back in the 80s and early 90s. So that I'm excited for, as well as Dragon's
Man,
Dogma.
I still need to play Yakuza again.
Start with 0.
That's a series I've been eyeing on for a while.
Do it because it's going to take a while.
That's like
Hey, I mean, I
144
played all of
save
the Kingdom
games.
Hearts games. I think I could do it.
Multiply that by like
Like 10
FOMO
games.
games. Because Kingdom Hearts was like essentially like what 5 games if you include all the cross ends.
Yakuza's almost double that.
Yakuza is a long game.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what about you, OG? You didn't watch it. Um, Serge, what about you? Do you
Uh,
think it met your expectations?
well, I didn't have none, so yeah. I was just like, oh, Tokyo Game Show. I forgot about this. Let me watch this. And I was watching. And I was like, I mean, because I'm like I have a different taste in games than we do over here in the West. So I was really expecting to see RPGs, which is like, it's hit or miss with RPGs with me. And then I was surprised with the DLC stuff, but it's nothing really that like stood out because it wasn't any like real major games. They would just like seem like some major games to me, I should say, because it was like Persona, Dragon's Dogma was like the only thing that looked good. It was, and the rest of the Tokyo game show was more so talking about games that they couldn't even show a couple because I was like they would show little clips of things or whatnot, but not really get into any too much detail on some games. So, and at one point, what was it was at one point the translator was horrible. I couldn't even keep up with it. It was just yeah.
Okay, what about you, Jazz?
Um, like I said, Dragon's Dogma 2, most definitely, as well as Yakuza for said reasons. I love that series. Wulong is having, was it the Volume 2 trailer? So it was a
Yeah,
Conqueror of
yeah,
Jiangdong.
yeah.
So that's gonna be
Yeah.
dope. I still gotta finish that game, so I can't really say much about it. Anything else? I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
Fallout
say
70.
so.
I'm gonna only say Fallout 76 because it's in Atlantic City, and that place is near and dear to my heart. So I'd like to
Okay,
see it. I think that'd be pretty cool.
okay. Far as me, I'm being silly. The best part of it, I like Dragon's Dogma and Yakuza. I don't really, those are two. I'm gonna try to play Dragon's Dogma. But you know what the best part of it was?
Hmm.
What
Seeing
was
Sarah rock the show, coming out there talking.
Her
Class.
Japanese was
Sarabon.
horrible, but yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the petty man. He was like, "How Phil was just out there. I was just chatting there."
Uh, yeah, but Sarah Bond came out there.
Oh
She
yeah,
was
you said Sarah
Xbox
Bond.
down. Yeah, Sarah Bond came out there. She was Xbox down, her green on. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, you
Mm-hmm.
represent. And I
Starbucks
was like,
don't do
okay,
nothing.
Sarah Bond, she
But
know
she's
how to
at the
rock it. I'm
bottom.
telling you. I'm like, all right, you look good.
Representing hard, huh?
Yeah, she represents. And if I doubt it, I'm gonna say it
Where
again.
is
I
it?
doubt the acquisition goes through, but if it does, I think she should have a leadership division over Activision.
There she is.
But
She was like, "How's it going, guys?"
now, speaking of that, um, let's get to the bad news.
Uh oh.
Bad.
Yeah, the bad news. What
No
did y'all
bad.
think about? What did y'all think about the documents being released of the new Xbox controller, all the yin yang over Microsoft had thoughts about buying um, Nintendo to send everybody in a frenzy. That what did y'all think about all that news? All the stuff that people saw that Microsoft was doing. And Phil Spencer having to say, "Hey, that stuff that was stuff from 2 or 3 years ago. It's not relevant now."
He was like, "Yeah, we was trying to do stuff."
He was about to. Hey,
Like, don't worry
Phil
about
was
it.
about to.
What do you? Well, okay, let me just say this. Let's start with first question. What do you think about the way the new Xbox, the cylindrical look of the Xbox?
I think it's
the
hot. I think
Xbox Game Sphere.
It's a
You
game
mean the
tube.
Bose speaker?
I think that's hot.
Hmm.
Xbox Series Sphere.
That looked like a Bose speaker to
It's a
me.
Cortana.
I was about to say it looks like an Alexa.
What do you think about it? Are you upset that it's not going to have a new processor, a faster
Oh,
processor,
I didn't
It
say
updated
no
says
processor?
drive.
it's
They
going to
say you'll need
save.
digital only.
It's going
That's
to
all.
save 15% PSU power. Ho ho ho.
I think the only disappointing thing is that it's digital only, but it's the same price as a normal Series X. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's the
five
same price,
hundred
but
dollars, I think.
Yeah, I
Okay,
agree.
so
Wow.
you get all the
riddle me this. Hold on,
images
riddle me this,
and a
Batman.
larger drive.
Right, 1 terabit drive, a 2 terabit drive. No,
Yeah.
but riddle me this, Batman.
What?
Um,
Gee
Tell me
willikers.
this, Batman.
if they didn't include the Blu-ray drive, which they were still paying Sony for that. You guys realize Sony owned the Blu-ray technology, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
They have to license
Oh
that.
yeah.
Okay. Um, what is the price you think they should charge for the drive? Because they eliminated it. It's not there anymore. How much money?
Well, it's a larger drive, so that's the
No, 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 no.
what?
He's talking about the.
Talking optical.
It doesn't have the optical drive, the Blu-ray drive. So since they took that out, how much of a savings do you think you deserve?
50.
Yeah, yep.
$50?
I was just about to say 50.
I'm just saying, but they
Oh
added
no,
another
no,
terabyte.
no, no, no,
They
no,
added
Well,
no,
we're
another
no,
talking
no.
about
terabyte.
like the price
Let's
of the
no,
unit.
How much
ladies
would
and
you
gentlemen,
pay for it without?
lady and gentlemen.
Yes.
Let me ask this question again. Please let me ask this question. I want one of you at a time, not everybody.
Hey,
How much do you think double, since they didn't include the optical drive, they should deduct from the price?
I think 50.
$50. Okay. Uh, Jazamoto, well, how
Yep.
much you think?
I'm gonna echo 50.
Third, how much you think?
um, let's say 150. Let's just be crazy. I don't know.
You exactly crazy. All right. Mega, what do you think? Mega, what do you think?
How much they should decrease like the price, right?
Right, because you're the one who's pointed out, ooh, I'm
Yeah.
not mad because they didn't drop the price, but they did X, Y, Z.
100.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this, and I don't mean to be rude. Y'all lost y'all ever loving minds because to add that disk drive only costs $5. So you're gonna tell me $5 to $8, I should deduct $50 from it.
I'm
Then you look at
just
all the additional technology they putting in it.
go
You
ahead.
getting the new infrared technology, you're getting the
Yeah,
Bluetooth, you're getting all this other stuff, but you want them to
I can
drop the price
explain.
by $50.
that's why
So
I
my
was
Oh
trying to
yeah,
reasoning,
say,
it
but you
does
kept
comes
cutting
with
me
the
my
off.
new
I
No,
said,
no,
controller,
I
I said,
right?
didn't.
I
I,
said
I
they
my
coming
re
with a whole nother terabyte, so
right, but
that
no, no,
that
I
alone
knew
too.
you
is
were going.
covers the
Right,
cost.
right.
But I was like,
Uh,
oh, I'm gonna be no, nah. I'm
But
gonna
see,
just say something
my thing
smart.
is, I was just speaking from how much can I get an everyday average Blu-ray player for, and just looking at the optical drive, not looking at anything else, not looking at all the other additions, because the question was specifically without the optical drive. That's why I said $50.
Well, but
but the
the
optical
original
drive only costs $8
and the
Not if I go to the
manufactured.
store. It
and the
don't cost me eight
Xbox is only a
dollars.
But
one
that's not their
terabyte.
fault. But
The,
that's
the
not their fault.
and the Xbox now only has 1 terabyte at 500. This one is a 2 terabyte for 500.
Assuming that comes with the new controller, I have to admit I was only like looking at the console itself. If it does come with like the new controller, then
Exactly.
yeah, it's somewhat justified that
Because
it's the same price.
how much is a 1 terabyte
For
for
the
an Xbox?
whole shebang bang.
Exactly. That's
I
less
mean,
than like that
you're
hundred
making a
dollar.
better
That's the
case.
savings here. Look at this.
But we
Look at
don't
this.
buy
You're
Blu-ray
making a better
players on
case if you said
wholesale.
the controller and the two
But
terabyte.
I'm not making a case with the 1 terabyte. Instead of one
no.
terabyte, you get
But
two.
but here's
I
my
mean, you're
point.
getting two
Oh,
terabytes
hold
and a
on, hold on,
controller
hold
at
on,
the end.
hold on. The reason why I cut Surge off because technically, what Surge is saying is really more value add for the price. But I was specifically going after Mega because he said he expected $50 off just because. And I'm trying to get you guys to see. You guys lost your ever loving mind if you think I'm going to take you $50 off that because something costs $8. How does that make sense? Because it costs me $8, but I'm gonna take additional $50 off. Tell me that makes sense. Make that how they say it, make that make sense to me.
I get it after you explain it, because I'm not thinking of, oh, it only costs us $8 to put this in, but as a consumer, it'll cost you $50. Like I get it.
Yeah, so I mean
I
sometimes
might as
we
well
get
do that 2 terabyte. I'm like,
but
that's the
that's why
value right
right.
there.
But that's why I didn't want you to get there because I wanted them to see the
He's
economics.
like, no, shut
That's
the
what
fuck
I don't want you to say that because I knew where you were going. I just wanted them to see the economics of them asking for something. We're not putting that whole total price in there.
Hmm.
up. Yeah.
So that was one thing. The that was that about the Xbox. Then you saw leaked emails about Phil Spencer saying, "Oh, we should buy Nintendo. We should do this. We should buy Larian." Um,
Just throwing
and
ideas
then
out
They
everyone
also
got mad
mentioned
because
Valve as well.
they got Valve. Um, what did y'all think about the email? Because to me, go ahead. I want you to get. What did you think about the emails, OG? Because people were going crazy. See, that just shows how Phil is. He wants to dominate everything. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. So, what did you guys think about that, OG? Was there any validity to what he did, and they people going crazy by his moves? as a businessman?
Phil was about making power moves. He got fed up. He's been fed up since 2013.
What do you mean by fed up? Because there's
All the
two aspects.
talking.
Then okay, then I was talking about he got mad because they were like, "Oh, Ceasefield, the Xbox not going to exist because we're not meeting target, we're not doing this, we're not doing this, the games are not being
Exactly.
put out on time." Well, here's what people don't understand: this is a big corporation, and as any corporation, you have to hit your targets. So those internal emails, if you don't think you work for any company, and all of you guys work for companies, you don't hit targets, you don't think emails are going to be sent and said, "Hey, we are not doing as we are supposed to do. We are beholden to our shareholders. We're not making our number. We're not doing our part." So the CEO of the company has to send those type of emails. I don't know where people live, or
Mm-hmm.
the people living on another planet and they're living in the
People live
world
in
of
La La
Starfield,
Land.
because you have to hit your number. That's what it's about. And if you don't, you're going to have people say, "Hey, you didn't hit it. How can we improve? We need to do better." No one's going to say,
Sales,
"Hey,
baby.
you didn't hit your number. Don't worry about it. You'll do it 10 years from now, as long as we get there in 10 years." That's not how it works.
They go come in looking for your productivity and all that. They ain't even gonna say
Right.
nothing. They just go come in and adjust and see where they
But
need to
see,
cut costs if possible.
but people are not looking at the fact that this was in 2021, COVID was going on, and 2022, everything was just barely getting there, right? You don't think PlayStation has had those same emails going out, because PlayStation doesn't have anything coming out but Spider-Man this year. PlayStation already told you we only gonna put out one game a year, or maybe two games a year from our own studio.
Take the lead it.
There you go. So you tell me they haven't been hit. Wolverine was what? You had one scene uh, of Wolverine, right? That
Yeah,
was 2 years ago.
that was two
You haven't
years
heard
ago.
you haven't heard anything about the game.
Mm-mm.
Dang, that really was 2 years ago.
You ain't
They,
heard
they,
nothing else.
it was like we making it.
Now
They
promise.
still asking about it.
But
I
it
think
was the
they still
fact.
asking about
They
It
looking.
was, yeah. But it's the fact that the emails got out, and I think people overreacted. That is what Phil's supposed to do. If we're not hitting our targets, we're not hitting our numbers, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We're not doing, as an organization, as a leader. I have to say, hey, but he took, when other things happened, he took the blame and say, "It's my fault." He didn't throw Redfall under the bus when they did bad. He's like, "Hey, we screwed up."
it. He
That's a
said we
leader.
didn't come to them soon enough with the tools that
There
they,
you go.
you know.
He took ownership, but they were going after him. Oh, he wants to buy Nintendo. And I said somewhere on the forum, I put out there, I think a lot of people are mad because Sony can't just take $50 billion out the bank and go buy them. But I was trying to get people to understand, if you don't think Apple, Amazon, Tencent are having the same conversations,
Man, they trying to see how they get in. That's why they about to get
exactly.
cloud gaming right now. They trying to.
Now,
Hmm.
people
iPhone
are,
15 ain't no joke.
well, let's go there for a hot second. Let's segue over to iPhone 15, because everyone's talking, oh, we can play Resident Evil. Again, yes, it can probably play Resident Evil. I want to see it play it to the same level of my Xbox Series X, to the level of the uh, 4K, like my Xbox Series X, and not get hot. And let's say have the same amount of my game library. You have what, 1 terabit on a Xbox. You have a 1 terabit on an iPhone. We are not equal, because half the people are gonna put pictures, movies. I can get two
Mm-hmm.
games on there, and do I have
And don't forget
to,
about the apps.
right? Do I have to put those games on? And this is how Apple's going to get into this gaming business. It's the iPhone is the test, but how are they going to do it? The Apple TV. Once they get that new processor in that
Yeah,
Apple TV, that's their
because
segue in, because it's right in front of the TV.
the same way
And
Microsoft doing it.
right,
They
and it's
go
going to be, they're going to do it because they have a way to have that subscription service that you're paying, what, $4.99 a month, but they're going to go up in price. But will you, being a gamer, I wouldn't. I'm not going to play Resident Evil on the phone.
they trying to get that
I'm
casual
not,
market
right.
though for people who are
But
interested
I'm
So
not
you
The
going to
phone
put.
game people.
I'm not going to. Is it touch control that they showed up? But you was playing with a controller. Tried to do when XCloud first
they
came
probably
out.
gonna have a proprietary Apple controller. Now you know how Apple do.
You didn't listen to what I said. You
That's cool.
no, they had their own control. You're not listening to what I was saying. Let me get the whole point out.
All right,
I said
I'm listening.
I was when XCloud first came out, had my little stand together, put my Xbox controller on my iPhone, was playing through the cloud. Boring because the controller didn't work for me on that little bitty screen. I don't want to play Resident Evil on a little bitty screen. And
Yeah,
that's not going to resonate with everybody who's a gamer.
you got the
And
target market. Eventually, Apple, because
but
you know they
okay,
have
I'm
network
going.
connected. You could probably push it to the TV, push it to your
They
phone.
already showed somebody with HDMI, not HDMI. What is it? You wait a minute. UC. What is it called? USB C Type C port. They had it connected to the TV, to the phone, and it goes to the TV, just like the
Mm, okay, so the
AX's rod.
console is the phone.
Right.
Okay,
And that's how they're going to do it with the phone.
interesting.
So, but is it going to be the pure 4K? And is it going to have ray tracing? It's going to have all the things that a
That's a good
4090 was.
strategy
It
though for
see,
Apple though.
I just said that's their
That
strategy.
is a
Yeah.
good
I,
strategy because people already
that's
buying the iPhone as an extra feature. Hey, you could
yeah.
go ahead
Well,
and use this as a console, but
it's
it
not
has to
the
be a certain level because it's
right.
Yeah.
not
It's gonna.
sufficient.
It's not the iPhone. The iPhone is the test
Yeah,
because
they
no
can
one's
make
going to.
proprietary devices if it works,
No,
but
no, no.
It's
It's
going
no.
on
The
their
iPhone is the
PC.
test. The you I said the Apple TV. Once that processor gets to that Apple TV, all they got to do is add more hard drive space, SSD space on the Apple TV,
well
and
then,
guess what?
then
That's
that,
their gaming system.
but then that'll be the proprietary device. So
That
they'll make an upgrade to the
everything
TV.
Apple does, everything is Apple.
It's a
The
device to be linked. That is true.
all I
It is.
said is just wait till they get that processor into the Apple TV. That's where they're going to say this is a console too.
Hmm.
But it's also having them convert all that to that ARM type processor to the ARM.
Mm.
But I guess that they're doing it for the Nintendo Switch. I think Nintendo Switch is based off that ARM too, but Nvidia licenses it from ARM. But we'll see how that turn out. But let's get back to the emails and all that. What did you guys think of? They said the controller, the new Xbox coming out in 2027, 2028. What year was that? I think 2027 or 2028.
I think it was 2028.
You're talking about the 2030 roadmap, right?
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
new Xbox coming out 2028.
It said 2028. Yeah.
A hybrid system. Everybody was like, "Oh, we don't want to go that cloud route again."
You're already there.
Exactly, and the technology is going to improve, so I don't have a problem with them integrating with the cloud. Where if they can somehow utilize the cloud for more GPU or some other type of service that helps, there's no problem with that.
Yeah, because we
What do you
literally
think,
already there.
OG?
We all these systems. The last Xbox system was a cloud hybrid. This is just even more so. But Ashley, hello.
Yeah, I'm saying OG.
Oh, OG. Okay. OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he must.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay.
I'm trying to go
Um,
to you last, Surge.
Hmm.
I think. Well, I know all this can change now, but it ain't time
Okay,
to.
let's since it changed. What did you think about all the games they got coming? Since let's go there instead.
That's what the full on assault is. That's the full on assault. I mean, ZeniMax alone, Bethesda, it had almost 20 games lined up.
Well, they had a remake of what? Fallout 3, a
Fallout
remake
3,
of Oblivion,
Vivian,
a remake of no, what's the Japanese game just came out? Number two for that.
People with
Ghostwire Tokyo,
Ghost
oh oh
Ghostwire
okay.
Tokyo 2. They had a remake of
Dishonored 3.
Doom,
They,
Dishonored 3,
Dishonored 3. Yeah, full on
Doom,
sequel.
Doom.
They had Doom. They was about to kill it,
Do me
and they still
doom.
are. Those games are still coming. I don't think that has
Oh,
changed.
all those games are coming. All those games. But see, here's to the point. They lay dormant. They have so many games that it's ridiculous because just look at what we're playing right now. It's this full onslaught of games that you cannot even play. And if another Fallout 3 came out, and if they do a Fallout 3, and I don't want to remake. No, I want a total remake, not a remaster.
The
I want
whole
an Oblivion.
controller
I want
scheme and
right.
all that.
I want an Oblivion that that can rival, for lack of a better term, not Elder Scrolls, but
Final Fantasy.
no, not Final Fantasy. The one company that's just came out from Microsoft that's doing that other.
Baldur's Gate,
Not oh well, let's say
Marion,
for look, but
Marion
who?
Studios.
No, the other company or Obsidian's game company that's coming out with the RPG.
Oh, Avowed.
Avowed that can look as good as an Avowed. Oblivion that's up to date. Now, if they do an Oblivion up to date, but here's the scare with Oblivion up to date, they're going to use that creation engine, and there's
About
not much. Yeah, they can't. There's not that much you can do with that creation engine. That creation engine is okay,
it's
even
tapped
though
out.
yeah,
It's
it's
tapped
tapped out. Even though the Fallout looks great for what because it's doing so much, but you can tell that creation engine doesn't have a lot. But the graphics and the shadows in Starfield, they're on point. If you jump in the air, and you have the sun behind you, you see your shadow transition perfect.
Hey,
Yeah,
and not only that, certain cities rival other cities that we just seen in some games.
yeah. I mean, it's too big. But what are your thoughts, Jazz? I'm gonna go to Serge last. What are your
Um,
thoughts on the leak? What did you think about it? The games they came out, do you think they're stacked? And do you think it hurts Xbox?
I don't. I mean, realistically, I don't think it hurts them because, like you said, what what company or corporation doesn't have those types of emails, especially when you're dealing with sales?
And conversation, yeah.
Yeah, like things, conversations have to take place, and they do. But yeah, I really don't think it's gonna hurt them too much. It shouldn't.
It
But
just hurts their expectations because of anything they're going to say. But then I like how Phil Spencer said things change. So he can always say,
yeah,
that's what you saw, but things changed.
yeah. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna hold. This is, don't take this with a grain of salt, as they say. So anyway,
I think it helps Sony more than it helps anybody and anybody else wanting because they can say, well, this is what Microsoft wants to do. So Sony may say, okay, we know they're not going to do another console of a true Xbox Series X Pro. So we can make sure we can try and get our processor
so we got
to be
time.
How
better.
how good you think the PS5 Pro is gonna be?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't think it's gonna match the Series X.
It's gonna be just about at the Series X. That's about
I
it.
think that's exactly. I don't know how much more off that processor design. Remember, they have that dual processor that goes up and down throttling,
Ah,
not
yeah,
static. I want to see
yeah.
how they're gonna handle that. That's a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
True.
A
Already
lot of
got
unused
USBs
energy,
melting,
actually.
controller ports
It's
melting at
gonna be just as
tournaments.
powerful
Mm,
as the Series X. That's about it.
I don't see her because if the more powerful they try to go, the more money you're gonna spend.
Exactly.
Otherwise, Microsoft would have said, yeah. Then you got the developers trying to readapt to it.
Yep.
And the other problem I have with trying to upgrade so quick, it's the mere fact that then you haven't taken advantage of all the technology now. And that's because of COVID. There's so much that they didn't do, mesh shaders and all this. They didn't do a lot of things they didn't take advantage of. If anybody listening, like and subscribe. Thank you. Um, And what about you, Serge? What are your thoughts about this overall?
Well, mm, this, if they all email, so be it. They, like I said, they just sound like ideas that they was throwing around. Like, hey,
Exactly.
maybe we can go here, maybe we go there. Ooh, ooh, like it just sounds like business meeting type stuff. Like you just throwing darts at the wall and trying to see what sticks.
Let's look at the NFL and see what they thought about draft picks and who they wanted to go after. And oh, we were looking at XYZ.
Hey,
How's that
I
any
mean,
hey,
it's
different?
attainable.
There you go.
it's 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 just like the Chicago Bulls. They talking about Damian Lillard today. We know doggone well they ain't gonna get Damian Lillard.
Mm-mm.
It's like,
Same
let's
thing.
not go there. Let's not talk about those bears.
That's the whole point. You always want to talk. That's called speculation. And here's the other thing I want to hit on real quick. During all this that got out. Oh, they're trying to get rid of game preservation. Okay, because that system is discless. See, they going discless, so therefore game preservation. Can I ask you a question? You a heavy PC gamer, right, OG?
Medium. I wouldn't say
For
heavy.
lack of, I'm for lack of just for the conversation, I'm gonna call you a heavy PC gamer. Okay,
Okay.
okay. You agree? Jazz, let's call Jazz a heavy PC player as well. Okay,
Yep.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
okay. That being said, tell me the last time you went out and bought a physical game for a PC. Hold on,
The
hold on, and tell me where you're gonna put it in at. Because I
well,
can promise you, I do not think your PC desktop has a disk drive anymore.
I have a portable disk drive that is
Portable,
under
exactly.
my
Yeah, I do too.
tower.
Because I'm old school
A
with like
detachable
ripping my
Blu-ray
Blu-rays.
drive.
There you go,
The
ripping
last
Blu-rays.
game I actually bought for PC, hard copy. Jeez Louise. Dare I
That's
say
okay. Ooh,
Unreal Tournament 2?
okay.
It's
Ooh,
been a
we.
minute.
Ooh
Ooh
She's
wee.
wee.
Ooh, we.
It's
Right
been a
around there,
minute.
Jazz. You
Ooh
right.
wee.
It's been a minute.
At least I bought Warcraft, but golly,
Nope.
she's
Cause you
dusting it off. We going
I
into the
think
I
vault.
still
the
have it
last game
too.
I bought, it had to be Crusader. I don't know if y'all know that game.
No, I don't know. But here's my point. That's why I said this to you,
I
Double.
just want to
And
I just want to say something silly, but last physical PC game I played, I can even remember it. I think it
you
was
was what,
Caillou.
5 years old?
You ain't buy
I was about to say
it.
Caillou.
Caillou.
Here's
Oh,
the
that little
point.
Caillou
That
disc.
kid's a brat. Bullhead brat.
He
Here's the
really
point.
is.
Here's the point. Everyone's going after Microsoft because they're saying, oh, they're getting rid of game preservation. PCs stopped doing disc-based games, what, in the 2015, 16 era?
Yeah, because even my
But
Warcraft
no,
disc,
right,
they you can't even use those anymore. They
right.
changed the game
No,
to where they
but
ineffective.
why, but why everyone's talking about, oh, PC, and I can't say that word because I hate that word, PCXX,
Yeah,
but because that represents
I
the
got
German,
you.
so I don't
Yep.
never say it. But people are up here saying game preservation. And some of these PC people are saying, well, it's not game because I looked at somebody, I think it's a review check. He always talking about game preservation. Then he'll tell you, nothing against the guy, but he'll say, oh, I'm game preservation. But hold that same energy for your PC then. You
Hmm.
call yourself a PC gamer, but everything you do you, is on Steam.
Yep.
Yeah, but they had access to the data because it's on their hard drive. But
But
that's with
it's
any.
not right, but it's not game preservation. But how is that any different than what they're doing?
I mean, you do that with emulators if you think about it.
I was just
Emulators
gonna
is
say
not
that.
physically preserving; it's a digital preserve.
It's
So you would have
exactly.
to have multiple copies because it's going to degrade. So you have to have a multi-tier system. Is like preservation is digital. So I don't know
But here's the
what
funny
it is.
thing.
After a
What is
certain
it by
point, it
having
is
a disc?
digital only.
But okay, by having a disc, there's nothing on the disc anyway.
What is
Oh,
it?
the
Two
disc,
2015?
right? No, but no, I'm saying even on the Xbox disc, it's
Yeah,
nothing
but
on
I'm
the
saying
disc.
like the
Maybe,
year when that was true, like 2015 and
yeah,
up,
yeah.
like something like that.
But that was an email. Oh, but Nintendo doesn't do it. They rarely do it. and their discs or cartridges cost very a lot of money. Uh,
Yeah.
PlayStation has a discless model, so what's the issue? Now, when Xbox said, "Oh, we were going to bring out," oh, to see they're getting rid of. They didn't say they were getting rid of the Xbox Series X
No.
disc. They said they have a discless version.
They just saying that it's just like having the PlayStation Pro. They just make it another model.
That's
It's
it.
like
But they went in on them. So, in my opinion, I just thought all this was kind of funny. I know they were pissed because their information got out there. No one wants their information to get out there.
mm-mm,
Everyone said it was Microsoft's fault. I'm like, it was the law firm fault probably, but I can't see
mm-hmm.
them making it
Because they said
kneel.
they got it through the FTC ruling, so it wouldn't have got out if they weren't going through this acquisition.
And the FTC
So it
said
still
nope.
wouldn't
Oh,
go through the acquisition.
it was went through the process right, but they were uploading. The lawyers uploaded the wrong files. I just don't see that.
Mm-mm.
But
I'm gonna
it
say
was interesting. It was a good week to show the roadmap for people who were interested. It was good for that. The old emails to me made no sense because people who are in business would say, okay, this is what they're thinking. Yeah, it gives us a purview into what they're thinking. Yes, it does. It let us know what they're thinking their moves are. Some of the moves at that time. But a lot of that stuff didn't come to fruition because if you notice, they have which the rumors were out 2 years ago that they were looking at DC. Who owns DC? Warner Brothers. But
mm-hmm.
they couldn't own the IP. So I agree with them. Why can't we, or unless they bought it and said we get to use the IP for however, if we bought Warner Bros. And all the video games, you don't own the IP, so you don't own Batman. But if I bought it, I would say, okay, we have 100-year lease on it, the character and every bit of likeness in any video game, and no one can have it but us for 100 years. I could go with that. But if I don't
Mm-hmm.
own it, and then somebody else can make another Batman. And speaking of Spider-Man, I wonder if
And
you
you
guys
just getting a
noticed it.
piece of it rather than
Right,
saying I'm the
right,
only one that can make it. You can make it.
right.
You just got to pay me for that license.
Right, because Spider-Man, you can have Spider-Man in any game. Remember, Spider-Man was in that last Marvel's game.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if you guys noticed. Look back at the videos, and you guys can correct this next week or let me know. What did you guys see the Spider-Man video?
No, I didn't.
No.
Go listen to the new videos of the new Spider-Man, whatever that came out this week. Did you look at it double? I'm sure you did.
No, I didn't. But I
Wow,
seen I seen part of the little uh, trailer when they was
that's what I'm talking
Spider-Man
about.
was putting the truck up.
That's part of the state of play a few weeks ago,
Right.
right?
Did you see the state of play? Did you see the state of play? Did
Yeah.
any of you guys see that? What stood out? I don't know if I don't think this brought out came out. I don't think a lot of people said anything about this, but it stood out to me as soon as I saw it.
Let me go back and see.
Marvel, it kept saying Marvel.
Yeah.
They never said Marvel like that before. Now
Mm-mm.
Marvel
No,
is
they tried to keep
prominent,
themselves separate from
right?
that.
But they're letting you know 100% this is our property. Marvel's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They
it may
kept,
have
Yeah, so
mm-mm.
something
they're
to do with
calling
it
the
being
name Marvel
a
Spider-Man.
game.
No, no, no. It
It might
has
have something to do with it being a game instead of being
no,
in a movie. It might be another
no,
route to
no.
it.
You're not. You
But you
know.
said it hadn't happened before this one.
No, it hadn't happened. What they're trying to tell you, yeah, this is on PlayStation, but it's Marvel's Spider-Man. We're owning this. Marvel is first. If you look at that heading, it says
Yeah,
Marvel Spider-Man.
because the first Spider-Man was labeled a Marvel Spider-Man, but it was really
It's,
obscure on the
right. It
cover.
was
It wasn't
right.
in your
It's
face.
Marvel is very
Mm-hmm.
prominent now. So it's just showing me Disney is saying, we want you to know this is Marvel IP. It's ours. Sony does not own the video game IP. They
No,
only licensed it.
like they
So
like
if Marvel does an MLB like the Major League and says, we want this on all consoles or you lose the video game rights,
they have to. They gonna
they
oblige.
will have to
They
do
gonna
that. And
oblige.
that's another thing that you don't see that if you don't own that IP, if Disney got greedy, Disney losing money.
And they hurt.
Disney losing money, they're hurting. If
Yeah,
they
they're
say,
hurt.
okay, anybody want to license our IP, you have to put it everywhere. That's going to be a doozy. But anyway, that was our week. And I just, like I said, it was interesting. Next week, we'll see again the supposedly the final ruling on this CMA mess is going to come out. And I still think that those old people, the Brits, are going to say something negative again because I still will go to the end until I hear otherwise. Somebody sent me a message and said they did no credibility. Said the deal was getting blocked and it's going to be a complete mess. And if the deal is blocked, if I was Microsoft, I'll close over to CMA and say, you know what, we'll go to court.
Mm.
We will go to court because this is nothing but prejudice against U.S. companies.
Mhm.
I think that's gonna happen anyway.
What?
They're gonna close over.
I hope they do because really, if they block that deal, which I think they are, I hope they close over them real quick and say, okay, we tried. Everybody else in the world said yes. We beat our courts in the U.S. We don't have a trade agreement with Great Britain. Let's just close over you.
Like, bye.
But anyway, though, anyway, yeah, that's our topics for tonight. We'll see what happens next week. Um, so let's get our outros going. Everyone who's listening, if you're still listening, thank you guys for showing up again. As always, like and subscribe if you possibly can. I'd like to thank everyone, Surge, Mega, Jazamoto, OG, sticking with us, coming in and sharing your thoughts on what we like and what we like to do. Again, thank you. And we're going to catch you guys next week. And let's do our outros. Jazz, you're going to roll with it. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with the rest of the crew. I've been getting back on my Twitch lately, so catch me there.
You were Friday. I sent you a message too.
Oh,
You
you,
didn't see it.
yeah, when I'm streaming, my notifications are off, so I apologize.
Yeah.
I never see
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, because you was responding to somebody sent you a message, but I said something to you, but
Okay.
I'm like, she don't see me. She too busy talking.
Yeah, and I wasn't using OBS. I was just going straight through the console. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You were
but
doing one of my numbers.
yeah, I was just chilling. I didn't.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't always got to see my face. That's okay. But Twitch. What else? Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and yeah, all Jazzy Moto. Come check me out.
Okay. Mega.
Well, the name's Megalixer. I'll be here every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, right here on the Gamers DMZ podcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sir Rich.
You can find me here every Thursday. I have been streaming again. I've been playing that Starfield and streaming it. You can find me
Oh,
as
have you?
Sir, yeah, Sir Pimp Sunfire. Yeah, that's who I am with his
I said,
wavy
Pimp
Sunfire hat.
all
I
Sunfire.
had to
right,
pick
so
the
Pimp
perm.
Sunfire.
That's the one thing I didn't like. I didn't like the hairstyles they had in that.
I
But
agree
anyway,
with that. Yes.
Yeah.
you can find me as Sir Rich under Twitch, Sir Rich Gaming under Facebook, Sir underscore Rich is Twitter, and Sir Rich on YouTube. And like I said, I've been streaming at Starfield lately. But y'all catch me playing other stuff. We gonna be on it. We getting back into it. Okay.
You getting back in the groove?
Yeah.
That's good.
In the
OG.
groove.
You can find me here every Thursday with the rest of the crew. You can also find me on Twitter X, OG double M, console war stuff. Yeah, I like it. You can also find me on Facebook and All Things Geeky. It's one of our groups. And yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. You can find me here every Thursday with the rest of the crew. In addition to that, you can find me on that PlayStation and Xbox as the one. I'll be streaming tomorrow night. Probably try to get a good start, but I got a late 4:30, 3:30 conference call. So, needless to say, That's where you can catch me. Hopefully, that conference call doesn't happen. But you can catch me there this weekend. Again, everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you for the support. Be safe and Serge, do your thing. Take us out.
Hey, holla, 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 holla.
Holla, holla.
Everybody time. Holla, 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 holla.
Holla, holla,
Holla,
holla, holla,
y'all.
holla,
Holla,
holla, holla,
holla, holla,
holla,
holla,
holla,
holla, holla, holla.
No, subscribe. Holla.
Let me holler at you. Let me
Holla,
holler at you.
holla,
Let me
holla.
holler at you. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you.